Hello, I'm Sarangi, a student in the Department of English Language and Literature at the University of Bahrain. Welcome to our Advanced Grammar series. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about nouns and pronouns with infinitives and gerunds. The topics that will be discussed in this presentation are nouns and pronouns used with infinitives only, nouns and pronouns used with infinitives or gerunds, and finally, examples to enhance the understanding. Let us begin with nouns and pronouns that use infinitives only. Firstly, we use infinitives after nouns with meanings similar to those verbs taking infinitives, such as we agreed to stay here until the end of the week. We have made an agreement to stay here until the end of the week. So here you can find the verb agree and the noun agreement. And both the verb and the noun takes infinitive to stay. We can use these nouns as subjects with be before an infinitive or after empty subject it plus be before an infinitive, such as the agreement was to stay here until the end of the week. It was our agreement to stay here until the end of the week. In the first sentence, agreement, a noun, is followed by the form of be, was, and then an infinitive. In the second, it, empty subject, followed by the form of be, was, our agreement to stay, which is an infinitive. We can also use nouns like ambition, goal, aim, decision, expectation, hope, offer, plan, wish with infinitives to talk about future actions. For example, his desire to get a good job motivated him. His goal to run a marathon seemed unrealistic. We also use infinitives after general nouns for people and things, such as person, place. Examples: the theater is the place to go. The road is the place to drive. It is really not my place to say what is right and wrong in this case. So it is person or place followed by infinitives. We also use infinitives after indefinite pronouns and adverbs such as someone, nowhere. It's good to have someone to talk to. Children are required to write before they have anything to say. Here you find someone or anything followed by an infinitive, to talk or to say respectively. After nouns and indefinite pronouns, we can use for with a noun phrase or object pronoun to identify the subject of the infinitive, such as it is impossible for us to finish the job in time. It is strange for her to be out so late. Next, we move on to nouns and pronouns that take infinitives and gerunds. To begin with, we don't use gerunds after nouns except with phrases like have a problem, it's no use. For example, it's no use talking to her. We had problems finding our way back home. Here the phrases it's no use and we had problems are followed by gerunds such as talking and finding. After nouns such as interest and talent, we can use a preposition plus a gerund. For example, organizations have an interest in ensuring that employee motivation is high. She showed considerable talent for getting what she wanted. So here, interest and talent, the nouns, are followed by a preposition in and for, respectively, and then the gerund ensuring and getting. We often use a structure with the plus noun and of plus gerund. This can be clear from the examples. The rise in taxation will put pounds on the cost of living. The thought of doing something humiliating to her own self-respect attracted her wonderfully. So here you find the structure the followed by the nouns caused and thought, followed by of and then the gerund living and doing respectively. After nouns such as attempt and intention, we can use infinitives or prepositions plus gerunds, bringing little difference in meaning. Her attempt to locate and her attempt in locating them was unsuccessful. He had no intention to pay and he had no intention of paying for the meal out of his own pocket. When we talk about the use or purpose of something, firstly, we can use a noun or indefinite pronoun with an infinitive, such as customers can use the machine to make withdrawals of up to £250 a day. It is a difficult book to read, but it richly rewards the effort. So the machine followed by an infinitive to make and book followed by an infinitive to read clarifies the rule. Lastly, when we talk about the use or purpose of something, we can use for with a gerund, such as customers can use the machine for making withdrawals of up to £250 a day. It is a difficult book for reading, but it richly rewards the effort. Here, in both the cases, when we use a noun or indefinite pronoun with an infinitive or with for plus a gerund, there is no difference in meaning. Credentials. The presentation was prepared and presented to you by Sarangi Shashidhar under the supervision and guidance of Dr. Lamia Al-Kohiji. I express my sincere thanks and gratitude to Dr. Lamia. Thank you once again.